Hello everyone, welcome to a series I'm going to start on my YouTube channel that reviews Rust plugins and goes over the basic commands of them. So in this one, I'm actually going to review two plugins in this one, but they work together to fulfill a purpose that I think most people do want for their servers, is to make an automated store. Okay, so once you set up this store, you don't need to worry about it. Players will come in, just type in a single line of in the chat, and they'll be able to buy an item. Okay? So, the two plugins we're going to use is an economy fork plugin and a zone manager plugin. I'll link both in the description. They're both by the same plugin creator. He makes really good stuff. I've been using these two particular plugins to make a store pretty much since I started my server about a month and a half ago. So, first thing you want to do is build a structure. You want to put your town in, your shop in, whatever you'd want to be vended. Some people in arenas like to have like upgradable items put in, so if they're doing an arena battle and they want to buy a weapon before a round, or once they're in game they can buy a weapon with the money they currently have. You can do stuff like that. So anyway, enough rambling. There's two different shape zones you can make. You can make a circular zone and a polygon zone. The circular zone is very limited. I don't find too much of a use for circular plugins anymore. Originally he didn't have polygons incorporated into the plugin, but he has released it since I started using this plugin. So for the circle zones, which don't take much time to talk about, we're going to go Z, declare, and then you want the name of the zone you want to make. So we're going to go hangar town, because I'm not far from the hangar. Okay, so you don't get a reply back, and that's okay. That basically just makes the center point for your circular zone. You want to find as close to center as possible when you decide upon using a circular zone. When you do a polygon zone, it really doesn't matter where your center point is. Okay, so now we're gonna go Z or /Z rad, and then you want to do the same name. So we're gonna go hangar town. Okay. Again, you don't get a reply, but that's okay. We're going to go Z list, and it's going to show us a list of all the zones we have defined. I do have a bunch of zones already defined because this is my normal server. Okay, so you will see that Hangar Town is about 3 down. Okay, you can see the radius is 36.32. Now that radius is in like units. I don't know if it's feet or meters or whatever, but the width of one foundation is 5, and the diagonal of a foundation is 7. So if you do the math from where your center point is to here, and then do like an area, I suppose that's probably like a meter squared or something. Okay, so that's it for a circular zone. It makes it so you have your center point, you have your radius, and it draws that radius all the way around the center point, making a big circle. So in order to see that, oh, we're entering a zone, okay, we go Z, comment. We put the zone name, so we go hangar town, and then we want the comment that is going to pop up on the screen when we enter the zone. So we'll go hangar town, and then I guess we'll put safe zone, just so you can make these areas safe zones, so there's only PvE inside this server. Other players can't hurt other players. So if a player is being chased by another player, they can run in here and they'll be safe for a little while. Okay, so we'll go hangar town safe zone. Okay, again, no reply, but that's okay. But what we'll do now is we'll turn on a post tracker, which will track your position every second or however much you decide to set it to. And when your player's position is inside a zone, a pop-up will appear on your screen saying that you have you've entered this zone. So that code to turn on this tracker is ZNTC1. That number at the end is how often you want it to upgrade your position in seconds. I like to do it at 1 because that's obviously the quickest you can go. You can't go any smaller than 1 as far as I know. So we're starting a post tracker with interval at 1 second. Now if we start to approach the zone, Hangar Town safe zone pops up. We leave. It says minus Hangar Town safe zone when you're leaving, and it's plus if you're going in. Okay? Very simple on that part. Now, we've designated our zone. We can make it be PvP only by going Z flag, hangar town, and then we go, or PvE, excuse me, so other players can't hurt each other. We'll do that. I guess we can go Z flag, hangar, town. We can make it so no items or nothing can be destroyed inside this zone, so other players can't come in with a ton of C4 or whatever, or explosive charges, I guess, to destroy your stuff. But the one you want to do to make a shop work is go Z flag, we'll go the name of our zone, and then do the same name for the zone, okay? So we'll do hangar town there. So it's saying this zone has this flag. Anything that is going to pick up this flag as a positive response is going to have these commands that they can use in it, okay? So that's the basics on that. We go Z list. You'll see that hangar town, you see the radius, which I'm going to get rid of this eventually because we have to talk about the polygon zones in a minute, but this is the flag, and everything in brackets is the flags, and everything after an asterisk is the comment that you get. Okay? But that's just how to do a circular zone. I want to do a polygon zone. Okay? So we're going to go Z remove. And you can do Z remove anytime you make a mistake, too. So we'll go Z remove, and then we'll go hangar town. Okay? Now we go and check the list again. Hangar town's gone. Okay? So that's what we want to see. Now I'm going to show you how to do the polygon zone, which is a lot, which I find has a lot more use. Again, it's the same thing, Z declare, and we'll keep it as hangar town. Okay? It doesn't have to be the center point because you're going to be defining where specifically you want the zone to begin and end and stuff like that. So I like to start here and then work clockwise. Okay? So try to go as close as you possibly can to what you want the zone to be. So we want to go Z, add P, so that you're adding points. So you're basically doing a giant connect the dot to make a zone, and then everything inside this connect the dots section is going to be your zone. So we'll make, and it has to be the same name as what you declared. Okay? Z add P hangar town. Okay? It says we have 1 point. I suggest copying and pasting, just like I'm doing now. It just saves a lot of time. So, again, and it's going to keep adding points every time you, oops, there we go, every time we add one. Okay, so let's do another one right here. We'll do another right here. And we're going to keep going all the way around until we've designed or designated our entire zone. Okay, I think 9 should cover me for this. 8, and then I like to make it go to here, just so there's a little. Alright, so we had point 1 here, attached to point 2, to point 3, to point 4, all the way around the back side of this building, all the way to point 9, and then point 9 connects to point 1. So it makes a giant polygon, I guess. It's not quite a circle, because it's not circular, but you can make it any size or shape you want, big or small, whatever you want to do. Okay, so we've designated the zone yet again. We want to go Z comment. We'll go hangar town, and we will change the comment so you know it's not the comment that we placed in the zone before. So we'll go we'll just make it safe zone, and then we'll put hangar town. I think that'll do. Alright, so now we walk in, we see safe zone hangar town. Now there is probably a little bit of a delay. As I said, it updates your location every second, and it does take a while for it to realize that you're leaving a zone and entering and stuff like that. So that's all in the delay. It should still appear as long as you do what I've done in the video. So we want to do Z flag and reflag this zone as to what we were doing before. So the name of the zone, you want to give a flag to hangar town. And then we'll do PvE. Okay, then we'll go Z flag. What else do we want to do? Well, we'll do hanger town with a hanger town flag. Okay, so you can now, at this point, you can basically now make a shop that encompasses your entire safe zone. I prefer this method because now you're not going to see your zone list cluttered by every single little shop you want to do. But in essence, you could make this shop be an armor shop. You could make this little structure be a weapon shop and stuff like that. But I'm going to go with the weapon shop example. Okay, so I'm going to make this room, so these two foundations, be our shop. So we're going to go Z add, or Z declare, excuse me, and then we'll go, we'll make it simple, weapon shop. Okay, you may want to, in the future, if you have multiple shop or multiple towns on your server and you have multiple weapon shops at each town, you may want to specify hangar weapon shop or something a little more descriptive. Okay, so we declared our zone. Now we'll go Z add P weapon shop. Okay, now, oh, because I typoed. Z add P weapon shop. Okay, there we go. Z add P weapon shop. Okay, and you do want to go in, either you go counterclockwise or clockwise or whatever the case may be, but you don't want to go where point 1 should be, then to where point 3 is, point 5, and then go around that way, because you're going to have all these weird intersected, like, triangular zones. Okay, that's just something you want to try to remember. Add P weapon shop, and one more, which I did. Yeah, okay, I was just saying, did I go and not make my, anyway, weapon shop. Okay, so now we have 4 zones. Point 1 will link up to point 4, so this big square is where it is. Now we'll make it so people know that they're entering the weapon shop. So we're going to go for the weapon shop zone. We're going to add a weapon shop flag. Okay, so now when we leave, it'll say weapon shop. That minus was that. And now when we go in, it says plus. Okay, so now when people enter this building, they'll know, oh, this is the weapon shop. I'm in the wrong building, or this is where I want to be. Okay, so we got that. Now we go Z flag, weapon shop. Whoop. And then we'll add a weapon shop flag. This can get very confusing, but make sure you add this flag. Your shops aren't going to work unless you do. Okay, so Z flag, weapon shop, weapon shop. Actually, I forgot a quote here. Everything in quotes, I suggest putting everything in quotes that is specific to your game. If it's a one-word reference you're doing, so if you just want to name this particular building shop and have no other words, then you don't necessarily need the quotes, but I like putting quotes around everything anyway. Okay, so now you've flagged your weapon shop with a weapon shop flag. Now we can actually make our actual store. So what we're going to do is, now this part can be a little monotonous, and if you can edit text documents on your server, I suggest doing this in a text document and then binding the good to all your zones after that. Again, it can get very monotonous, so I suggest not having every single item in the game of Rust be available at your shops. Have certain ones. Like, I limit it to basically the very basics, like cloth and blood and maybe a small med kit, but don't add the large med kit. You don't want people to just come right in, buy tons of something, and be unbeatable. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't put Kevlar in my shop, because that's the whole point of going and killing the animals, is to get the stuff that you don't have, instead of just coming and buying it. Okay? But anyway, that's besides the point. So to add a price to your text in-game, so you don't have to go and edit the text document, if you can't or you don't want to because you're too afraid of not getting the formatting correct, whatever the case may be, you go /price set. We'll put an M4. I'm going to remove it eventually because I don't want to have an M4 available at my shops, but so you want to put price set the item the sell price or the buy price. So if people come in and they want to buy an M4, they're going to have to pay $1,200. Okay? And then the sell price. So if somebody comes in and wants to sell an M4 to the shop, say they know how to make an M4 and they're hurting for money, they make a bunch of M4s, come sell it, and then they can use that cash for something else. You go price set M4 $1,200, and then $100 is the sell price or the sell price. Somebody sells to the store, they get $100. If they buy an M4 from the shop, they're gonna have to pay $1,200. Okay. So there we go. The price is updated. $1,200 to buy, $100 to sell. All right. Now we want to bind this particular weapon or this particular item to our weapon shop. So we're going to go bind good M4, and we're going to have to say weapon shop. Okay? Again, I would go and make weapon shop more descriptive because you're going to have maybe several weapon shops across your entire server. Okay? So we do that. It's now binded to the weapon shop. So now I can go /buy M4. I'm standing inside the weapon shop, so I should be able to buy the item without a problem. Oh, I probably wasn't exactly in the zone. I was right in the corner. Yeah, see, right here I'm outside, but right here I'm inside. Okay, so we'll go buy M4. Yeah, we can just go buy M4. And I bought the M4 for $1,200. And my balance is now $609. I go outside the weapon shop, even though I've already showed you that it works. M4. Oops, capitalize the M. And it says I can only do it inside of the weapon shop. So that binds it so the person has to be inside that zone in order to buy the weapon. There's no other circumstance in which they can get the item outside of finding it. They cannot buy it unless they're inside this weapon shop zone. Okay? So that's pretty much the basics of the shop. Now what you can do is make it so if you have these towns, and instead of traveling from town to town on foot, you can teleport. Let me actually make this a little brighter for you here. Alright, so there we go. Better. You can make it so you can teleport from town to town for a fee. So basically you can say, you know, you're teleporting, sure, but it makes it so the people don't teleport all over the place and they never have to walk. Because if all your towns are PvE, then they can just teleport from town to town, and they're basically safe because they never leave a zone. Okay? But we can go allow TP. So I have another town on the server called Coast Town. So I want to allow teleporting from Hangar Town to my Coast Town location. Okay? Again, you're going to get no reply, but that's okay. Now you want to be able to teleport from Coast Town to Hangar Town. Okay? So you put in those two. Now you should be able to see that, where's our Hangar Town? Alright, so everything after the asterisk is your location. Okay? You'll see a TP. That means we can teleport from Hangar Town to Coast Town. If we look on Coast Town, let me actually go back and bring up the Z list again. We can go from Coast Town, if you find the TP list, you can go to Hangar Town. Okay, it's continuing off this line. So you can teleport from Coast Town to Hangar Town, and from Hangar Town to Coast Town. Okay? Now, I'll show you what to do for that. So you go Z, TP, and then you want to go to where you want to go. Actually, I'm going to show you real quick that you can only teleport when you're inside the zone. Okay? So I'm going to stand outside of Hangar Town. I'm going to try ZTP, Coast Town. Not here. That means you can't teleport unless you're inside this zone. So zones can only be teleport to other zones. Okay? ZTP, Coast Town. And we're at Coast Town. Okay? As you can see, it cost me $295 to get from Hangar Town to Coast Town. It does depend on how far away your location is. You can set in the economy plugin, you can set how much to charge people when they teleport from one zone to another. I think the charge is every 100 meters. So I think it does a linear distance, calculates that, and determines how much to charge you. It's a few dollars difference, even if you're like right here to teleport to Hangar Town versus back here. there is a slight difference in the money. So if you're $1 or $2 short, just try getting to the very edge of the zone and then teleporting. So we're going to teleport back to Hangar Town. And I have $16 left, so I'm going to have to go and get more money before I can teleport again. But we're there, it gives us the notification, and everything is just fine. You may teleport into the foundation, so if your foundations are really high, you might want to try to make your town so the foundations aren't too high. At least towards the center of the zone, because if you teleport and you appear under a foundation, you're going to get stuck. You're going to have to either kill yourself or teleport to another player. So I suggest having a teleport request thing on your server in case that happens, and so they can teleport to a friend, or you can at least teleport somewhere else. But if you're stuck in the foundation, your head is still above, and you jump, you should appear above. Anyway, a lot of you probably already know that glitch because it probably happens a lot for other reasons. But that is pretty much it. Check out the zones plugin and the economy plugin. The economy plugin is really easy to customize. Go check out that. Again, the prices, if you can edit the prices in game, that makes it really easy. You know you're not going to mess up on setting up your code at all. If you know what the code and how to do the coding and stuff, I think it's all JSON code actually, or JSON code. And I think that's pretty much it on how to use this particular plugin to make shops. So I'm hoping to see a lot more shops appear on people's servers now, because I find it's really fun. Especially if a person just doesn't want to collect resources, they can just go to a shop, and if they have the money, they can buy them. Looks like my admin might be building something out there. So anyway, this has been Zexian Gamer with a plugin review. So if you want to learn how to make shops, there you go, now you know. Again, if you don't own a server, you're not going to be able to do this, but these people can always suggest that their admins add this sort of functionality to their servers. I think it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty cool. Alright, so this has been Zexian Gamer, signing off.